In certain regions of the Brazilian Backlands, there is a legend that has crossed generations and still sends chills down the spines of those who hear it. The legend of the Bradador. Little known outside rural communities, it is born from the mix of fear of the night, the silence of the forests, and the mysteries of the unknown. The Bradador is described as a being that cannot be seen, only heard. His name comes from the verb to cry out, for what makes him terrifying is not his appearance, which no one truly knows, but rather the piercing scream that rips through the darkness of the night. They say the Bradador appears in deserted places, especially along riverbanks, in empty fields, or on dirt roads connecting small towns. The lone traveler, when night falls, suddenly hears a terrible scream, loud and deep, as if it came from the bowels of the earth or from the wind blowing through the forest. Some say the cry is so powerful, it makes the heart race and the whole body tremble, leaving the person frozen in fear. Others tell that the sound seems to come from all directions at once, confusing the listener, who cannot tell where to run or from where it approaches. The origins of the legend are many. Some people of the Backlands believe the Bradador is the soul of a man who died unjustly, eternally crying out for vengeance. His scream would be the echo of his suffering, condemned never to find peace. Others say he is a guardian spirit of nature, shouting against those who disrespect the land, overhunt, or destroy the forests. There are still those who swear the Bradador is a harbinger of tragedy. Whoever hears his scream is destined to face misfortune, illness, accident, or even death itself. The oldest stories describe cases of people who, upon hearing the cry, went mad with terror. Strong men, hardened by the harsh work of the Backlands, are said to have fallen to their knees, praying desperately when they heard the sound that, according to them, seemed not of this world. Some claim the scream resembles the cry of a wounded animal mixed with the wail of a human being, a sound so sharp it wounds the ears and pierces straight into the soul. In some versions, the Bradador can even be seen. When that happens, he is described as a huge shadow with fiery eyes, or as a figure shrouded in flames. But most accounts insist that the Bradador's mystery lies precisely in his invisibility. He does not need to be seen to terrify. The mere sound of his scream is enough for fear to take hold and for legs to refuse to move. In the deep Backlands, fear of the Bradador also served as a warning. Parents told the legend to their children so they would not wander alone at night. After all, it was not uncommon for people to get lost in the woods or fall victim to wild animals. The threat of the invisible scream was both an educational tool and a way to explain the strange noises of the night that had no clear source. The strong wind, the distant echo of an animal, anything could be mistaken for his cry. And, as with all legends, the Bradador has his so-called witnesses. Men returning late from the fields, mule drivers crossing deserted paths, travelers risking themselves under the full moon, all swore they had heard that terrifying scream. Many never dared to go out alone after sunset again. Others claimed that once you heard the cry, you would never forget it. Over the centuries, the legend spread to different regions of Brazil, taking on variations. In some places, the Bradador is considered a tormented soul. In others, a being who protects hidden treasures in the Backlands. But in every version, his power lies in his voice, in the sound that echoes without a body, in the fear that paralyzes even the bravest. Today, with the Backlands more illuminated, with roads cutting through once desolate trails, the legend still survives as part of folklore. On quiet nights, when the wind blows strange and strong, there are still those who pause for a moment and listen closely, fearing to hear the cry. For the Bradador lives on in the popular imagination, reminding all that the night holds unfathomable mysteries, that solitude on the path can reveal unexplainable sounds, and that not everything that exists must be seen to inspire terror. Thus, the Bradador remains one of the most frightening figures in Brazilian folklore. invisible yet audible, unseen by the eyes, yet unforgettable to the ears. A being that echoes through the forests and fields of the deep Brazil, always ready to unleash his deafening cry, reminding mankind that the unknown lurks, and that the silence of night can be broken at any moment by a scream one never forgets.